Welcome back to the Fretboard Journal Podcast. I'm Sofia Wolfson, your guest host, once again, also an editor at the magazine. Before we get into it, the Fretboard Journal Podcast is brought to you by Peghead Nation. For 10 years now, Peghead Nation has been the finest spot on the internet to become a better acoustic player. Get your first month free or $20 off any annual subscription with the promo code FRETBOARD at checkout. We're also brought to you by Stringjoy Strings. You can save 10% on your first order at stringjoy.com with the promo code FRETBOARD. So to continue with my usual series here at the podcast, I'm bringing to you some youngsters from my area in Brooklyn over here who you may not have heard of, but you're about to be hearing a lot of. And this is a name that has actually come up several times on the podcast so far in episodes I've hosted. Today's episode is with Isaac Stalling, who is best known for his work in a myriad of bands all over New York and beyond. But he also is coming out with some solo music, which is how we're timing this episode. He's got some new solo music out this week under his own name. I'm going to let him tell you all about all the amazing songwriters he plays with. He also recently was on a Daniel Caesar track that just came out, so he's truly been everywhere. As you'll hear, Isaac and I met basically the very first week I ever lived in New York, which happened to coincide with the very first week he ever lived in New York. It's kind of serendipitous that we moved at the exact same time. Personally, Isaac has completely changed my life. He joined my band around the time we both moved to New York, and we've played countless shows together, and he brings a sort of texture and flavor and style that I've never experienced before in the 12 years of me playing my own music, and I feel really grateful to play with him and to continue getting to play with him. I'm going to let him tell you about his wild upbringing and musical education and how he got here to this latest iteration of his really brilliant solo music. So without further ado, here's my conversation with truly the one and only Isaac Stalling. I think we should start towards the beginning, and then we're going to get more towards your newer releases. So could you tell us a bit about where you were born?
I was just like a Midwest kid. I was born outside of Chicago and moved around a lot. My dad's a grad school professor, just kind of like moving around, doing the thing. Mm-hmm. And we landed in Oklahoma and grew up there. That's pretty much it.
What age were you when you landed in Oklahoma?
I was 12.
Okay. And then if we're tracing like musical origins, what's some of your earliest guitar memories?
Oh, I was a full-blown John Mayer kid.
No way.
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah. No, I was entirely, I don't know. I saw him. I was a really short kid and saw this like 6'5", like massive guitar guy just being like shredding. I was like, oh, this is like the coolest thing ever. So my hedonistic 12-year-old mind was like, this is amazing. I need to do this.
So you picked up the guitar because of John Mayer?
Yeah, kind of. And then like, I mean, it was just like, it was always around. Uh-huh. And me and my mom had always like messed around, like wanting to learn different songs. And yeah, I remember one day I got really deeply in trouble and I was like, how can I like make it up to my mom to like get out of this situation?
Do you remember what you got in trouble for?
I don't remember what I got in trouble for, but I remember being locked in my room and I was like, okay, like I need to do something to break out of this. And then like got on YouTube and learned like down Sweet Home Alabama.
You learned like, Sweet Home Alabama to make it up to your mom?
Yeah, no, well, me and my mom had like played that. We like tried to learn that lick like a couple weeks prior, and like we couldn't do it. And then I like sat down with this like little like pawn shop guitar that my parents had got me. It's like a Washburn Strat it was like just like this really not a great little instrument, but managed to like kind of sit down and like hyper focus on this lick, and I learned it in like 20 minutes and was like, wait, that was cool. And I like bust out of my room and like showed my mom. And I remember like busting into her room and being like, look at this, I did it. And then
what was her reaction?
She was kind of shocked. She was like, oh, okay, like that's cool, I guess. Like, because we both had like, I don't know, we like tried to do it and couldn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So after that point, I was like, wait, like I really enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
I was like a competitive like sports kid and like a video game kid, and it kind of like ticked the same things as that. I was like, oh, if I like learn a lick, it feels really good. And it was like, it feels like I'm like winning a little game.
Yeah.
So then it just became like look things up on YouTube and learn them.
Did you at any point have formal lessons, or were you mainly self-taught?
I was self-taught for a while. I was a YouTube kid. I would just like look up. There was this there's a guitar player named Sung Hao Zhang who did like fingerstyle arrangements of these like pop songs and like Hayao Miyazaki films and like stuff like that. And like I would go and like slow down his videos on YouTube and dissect what he was doing, like kind of like learned that for like years.
Crazy.
But I had like no idea what I was doing. It was just like purely visual learning. And then I started getting into like, I don't know, the arrangements got complicated and like I was doing a lot of stuff and I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's cool. I guess this is jazz maybe. And then started to like kind of get into like YouTube jazz world.
Okay.
And then eventually got a jazz like guitar teacher and like we got into like bebop and all that in high school.
Okay, so during this middle school, high school time, I mean, you've mentioned playing a bit with your mom. Are you mainly playing alone, or do you have any people you're playing music with?
Oh, I was fully alone. I would like, because I started homeschooling at like 12 and a half, 13, for like my 8th and 9th grade year. And I would just like wake up, do my schoolwork, and then play for like 8-9 hours. And just like, I was like fully, just like kind of like isolated myself and was like, I'm just going to do this all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't really know how to play with people until like high school jazz band. That was kind of like the first thing.
Okay, so once you hit high school, you go back to actual school.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my 8th and 9th grade year, and then 10th grade I went into like public school.
What was the jazz band experience like for you after so much playing alone?
It was so wild because I had a huge ego. I was also playing at church at the same time. So I guess like I feel
like that is an important part of the story.
That is an important part, and I honestly don't like think about it often. But it was like mega church energy.
Whoa!
So it's like it didn't really feel like playing with people because there was no like improv or anything. It was like youth band stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like I was just like kind of everyone was playing independently together.
Yeah.
Everyone was freaking out. It was like not a great musical experience. It was just like we're just doing this.
But it is part of your education.
Yeah, it was there. And then I started doing it like with the grown-ups around the same time I started doing jazz band. And then that became like more of a thing.
So this is an important kind of chapter I wanted to segue into, which is one of the first things I learned about you when we met is that you started touring at a very young age. Could you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, it was through my church. This guy Jim Robinson, he was the like sound guy, technician at the church. He was also an amazing organ player who had been like, he's like a very like sleeper like 80s touring guy who like played B3 with all these like blues guitar player legends. Cool. Like I don't know, just a cool dude.
This is in Oklahoma City.
It's in Norman. So it's right outside of Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And South by Southwest was coming up, and he was like, "Hey, this guy I'm playing with like dropped out. Like, can we like get you on this gig?"
Yeah.
His name is Jared Deck. He's like a gospel Americana artist.
How old are you at this South by?
16.
Wow.
And yeah, it was really random. I thought that like everything was like the best it's ever going to be. Like it was like, okay, we have like this late slot. We play at 3 a.m. at Saxon Pub or something. I don't think it was like
height of luxury at South by.
I was like, oh my God, this is like the coolest thing ever. And yeah, like we like went down there and like traffic was insane. It was crazy. I mean, like 2016 South by, I feel like was like it was just crammed. I don't know. Like you couldn't get anywhere. And I like immediately fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so cool. And I'd like never been up past like midnight out of the town. And I was like, wait, oh my God, like this is awesome. And like, I don't know, seeing all the music and all that stuff. Like that like kind of hooked, line, sinkered me. And I was like, okay, this is it. And then Jared was like touring pretty regular. It was like Weekend Warrior, like slight like extended runs stuff.
I was gonna say, how did it work with school?
It didn't very well. Like I did manage to like, like it wasn't super busy because like South by was like towards the end of the year, and then like summer was like right around the corner. So like my summer was kind of spent doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just became more and more of like a like local scene thing. Like it was like, oh, like meet the drummer from this gig, and it was always like a rotating band.
Yeah.
It was just me and Jared are pretty consistent, and it was like I just got to meet a lot of like the players around, and then that became the thing where it was like, oh, like let's get this kid for this gig, and then this kid for this gig, and like it just became like a spreading thing.
How would you describe the music that you were playing at this time?
I feel like a lot of like Oklahoma singer-songwriter stuff, especially at the time, was like the term red dirt is thrown around a lot.
Could you describe that for people that might not know?
Yeah, so like red dirt country is like kind of I don't know. I mean, people will argue this, and like I'm definitely not like the expert on this, but like early 2000s to like late 2000s, right before 2010, is like an infusion of just like 90s rock and country music. So it was like kind of grungier, and like the attitude towards it was like super like outlaw country.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was like, big guitars, like everything was like big, like shreddy. Big fat snare. Yeah, super shreddy. Like, I don't know. It was like everyone playing out all the time. Like we are just like pure energy always.
So then my question is, you're 16 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the music you're listening to?
No, not at all. I was really into like Blake Mills, Alabama
friend
Shakes.
Of the magazine.
Yeah, I mean, like Blake is like, he was huge. And I was like, I don't know, my parents listened to like Bon Iver and Fleet Foxes and Jose Gonzalez and Nick Drake.
Cool
and like,
parents.
Yeah, they had great music. I mean, they have, and like, I don't know, like my mom was throwing around like Red House Painters around the house. It was like, so my like personal listening versus what was actually happening was like literally polar opposite ends of the spectrum. It was like, I don't know, like minimalist, soft, like very like expansive chord harmony stuff versus like you go and play live and it's just like, all right, let's play GCD like really loud.
Right.
So yeah, it was a bit of a funny thing. And I do think like it did create a bit of a rift. Cause like, like I enjoy like looking back at all those times. Like it was awesome and learned a lot, but like I was like it was purely for the love of like music. It was like, I love making music with people and like, that's awesome. It doesn't really matter what the music is. It's like, that feeling is so good that it's like, screw it. And I didn't know that people were making music like what I was listening to. I was like, oh, this is the only thing around me. I didn't know anyone my age that was making music. It was like, everyone was like 35 to like 50.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, I guess I'm like the only 16-year-old person on the planet making music. Rip. Like it was just, I just didn't even think about it. Like,
the brain of a homeschooled kid.
Yeah, literally. I was just like pure isolationist. Like, oh, like, well, I don't know. And like no one I knew like played guitar at my school.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like and then like senior year hit, and this is all like summer of like junior year, like kind of like starting to do that. And then, my senior year hit. And
of high school. I want to remind people.
Well, it was just like, I don't know. It was like a small scene, and like you get sucked up really quick. And like, it's how a music community works. Like you just get kind of like thrown in if you're down. And then senior year is like pretty quick. I was like, oh, I don't want to be here. And then went back to homeschooling my senior year and just started doing like full-time touring around and stuff.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you were already kind of living the professional life, but senior year of high school is when you make this kind of conscious turn to really go full music. Yeah.
And like I got an opportunity like halfway through the year. The decision came prior, but to intern with Wes Sharon, who is a local producer.
Mm-hmm.
And Wes is like, he kind of like fed the fire of like actually pursuing this as like a career pretty hard.
Yeah. Which
Jared,
arguably you were doing already.
Yeah, but like I'd like Jared recorded his second record with Wes, and I got invited to play on some songs and like met him through that. And I was basically like, I don't want to leave this place. Like, how do I make that happen? And just talked to Wes and like became an intern, and then was there every day from like, I think like noon or like 1 p.m. to 10. And like, just like every day was just like, from then on was spent at 1:15 unless I was on the road. And he would just like funnel me session work. And it was just like this, like always working, always like, I don't know, like learning about like mixing fundamentals and learning about like how to just operate as a human being in a music context. Like,
so you were interning for him as a producer, but you were also playing on stuff he was working on?
I wouldn't say that I was like interning as a producer. Okay. I did a pretty bad job. Like I think I wanted to be an engineer like initially. I don't know, because I was like, oh, like engineers like put you in studio settings, like that's what I want. But I don't have the mind for it, and I would always kind of zone, and like I would like go in and like mixing is really really fun. Like, but it's just like the actual act of like engineering is like, I don't know. I've never really been like super, super drawn to it. But he would always throw me on like the MD side of things, being like, hey, this band is sounding a little bit like this. I need it to sound more like this. And I would be like the middle person between Wes and the band.
Cool.
And then, yeah, he would kind of just like sometimes kind of like he would throw me in sessions. Like, he would just be like, oh, we need a guitar right here. Isaac, grab a guitar.
Wow.
And then it was just like, I don't know. And then worked there for a little over a year, and then kind of just went more into like the touring side of things. But,
yeah. Okay. So then after this year, you're now an adult.
yeah, like 17, 18.
Who are you touring with in that post the working at the studio?
It was a lot of random people.
Okay. You just loved touring, as you said. So.
Yeah. And like, well, I was like, we were close with a lot of people that were like, I don't know, 115 was like a pretty central part of like this music scene.
That's the studio.
Yeah. And he had produced records like John Fulbright and Parker Millsap, Turnpike Troubadours, like kind of like the artsier side of like the Red Dirt scene. Like very like singer-songwriter based and all that stuff. So like a lot of songwriters kind of were gravitated toward the studio, and then I met them through there, and then they would just be like, hey, our main guy can't make this gig. Can you come do it? So I was just like the last minute fill-in guy for like a pretty good chunk of people. And then Oklahoma and Texas are really tied. So that kind of became more of a thing, working with more Texas artists.
Cool.
And yeah, at the time, my buddy Chris Jones had done a record, and that was like the first guy that I like felt like I was in a band with.
Oh, interesting.
It's a band called the Flycatchers. And yeah, I was like 18, just turned 18, and we did the record, and it was kind of like, oh, let's hit it. Like, let's be a band.
Yeah.
And yeah, up until COVID, like we hit it really, really hard, and we're like,
as in touring.
Yeah. And we were just like, just like the classic, like get in the van and open up shows for like a week.
Cool.
Do the thing. But yeah. And then COVID hit and everything's kind of changed around,
What was your gear situation during this part of your life?
Oh, man.
Kind of the like 16 to 18, 19 touring, etc.
Yeah. It was I had a John Cruz Telly that I did not need to have.
Why do you say that?
Well, it was just like, it was a really good guitar. And the guy who I got it from didn't know what it was.
Interesting.
Like it was like a custom shop Telly that was like awesome. But it was like, I mean, that is like I don't know. It was it was like 2006 John Cruz build Telly or something.
Cool.
And it was immaculate. So it was like full blown like chicken picking Telly guy shit. So it was like, I don't know.
It was perfect for that.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like, very like, I don't know, a lot of attack and all that. And like had a compressor. I because I like had like the mega church mindset, I definitely like swapped around pedals a lot.
Yeah.
That's just kind of a thing. Like the eternal chase for the right tone. But I think it was like a JHS double barrel.
Cool.
Keeley comp. This like Walrus Descent ambient reverb because I wanted to be like a little artsy guy sometimes. It's like, ooh, like we can have reverse
a taste of what's to come.
And yeah, that was mostly, it was like that, and then had like a Jaguar, this like random Dan Electro thing. I'd like just like collected random stuff, but yeah, it was mainly just like this Telly, and then the amp was this Morgan MVP 23.
Cool.
That was an awesome workhorse. I like love that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was mainly the thing. Was basically a Telly into a Marshall, crank it.
What more do you need?
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, so far we've talked pretty much entirely about the sideman situation.
Yeah.
At what point do you start writing your own songs?
I started writing whenever I was like 14.
Okay.
It was like pretty early on, but I was super nervous to like, and I kind of had a thing it's really funny looking back at it, but I was like, I would always tell my parents and like my grandparents and stuff, because I would be like, hey, like, look at this guitar thing. And they'd be like, hey, why don't you sing with it? And I was like,
so
I'm not a singer.
They were encouraging you.
Yeah, they were. Like, they were like super like, express yourself, like, do the thing. And I was like, no, like, guitar is enough. Like, I am not a singer. I just want to play guitar. Like,
where do you think that came from?
I don't know, honestly. I think I was just nervous to sing in front of people. Just like, in the same way I was like nervous to be in front of a camera. It was like the more like I do, the more attention that is there. And I was like kind of afraid of it.
But how about in terms of playing the guitar? Like, did you have that same nervousness, or that felt more safe?
Oh, it felt super safe. Because it was like slightly like one part removed from me. Yeah. Like, it's not just like a direct.
Oh, totally.
Like, it's like there's like a filter of the expression. So yeah, like, guitar always felt like super safe. And yeah, it was a grand old time. And but like, everyone was like, when are you going to start singing? When are you going to start doing this? And like, I just didn't. I don't know. I like wanted guitar to be enough, like, really bad. But I was secretly writing songs.
You were secretly writing songs. Were you showing them to anyone?
No, not really. I don't know. Like, I would show my parents every once in a while. And around 15, 16, my dad and I actually started writing songs together.
Really?
Yeah, because my dad's a poet.
Yeah, I was going to say, your dad's a great poet.
Yeah, he's awesome. And he would like write lyrics for me. And we would like go through and like figure out how to like write songs together.
That's so special.
It was so special. My dad is the best. And it was, what was it called? It was called Withrow. I don't know why, but that was like, I think, the name of the project that we were gonna like have.
Whoa.
And there's actually a song on Bandcamp that is written by him that we did in like this like super like edgy blues way. Cool. And I was like, it was like all these songs that he would just like write the lyrics, and I would like put a melody and chords to them and do that. But I just never felt comfy like fully bringing them out into the world. Yeah. I would like kind of get close and then back away, and then get close and then back away. But I was just surrounded by so many really good songwriters in my mind that I like looked up to so much. Yeah. And playing in bands with these people, I was like, I don't want to be their peer. Like, I just like want to support. Right. Like, it's like I didn't feel like I was there yet.
Well, it also sounds like from a really young age, you kind of got assigned a role that you thought was your only role, Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's like, I don't know. And it is fun. It's like so fun to support people. Yeah. And like, that is still like, I do write my own songs, and I like pursuing that, but it is like my most comfortable state of being is just like going and like playing with a songwriter that I like love their songs. It's like, that feels so good. And I think there are like more mixed emotions playing your own stuff. It's like super vulnerable. Totally. Like, it's like a different kind of thing. So there's a safety in playing with people that I'm like, I don't know. I love it. Yeah. It's fun.
Okay. So I'd love to jump to you moving to New York. Yeah. Because that is how we met. Mm-hmm. I moved here. I think we moved basically the same week, which is serendipitous and bizarre.
Super, super crazy.
But I started hearing your name immediately as I was collecting band members, and we met at the infamous No Hassle Castle.
Indeed.
You were playing with Ramsey Thornton.
Yep.
So tell me a bit about the impetus to move to New York.
Yeah. That was a post-COVID thing. Like, COVID kind of split up the country world, and like, I didn't want to play shows, and that became kind of a thing to like play shows during COVID. Yeah. And I don't know, my sister is on the spectrum and immunocompromised, and it was like just never a thing of like, we just did not risk it. It was like full lockdown.
My family was the same.
Yeah. And like, so I don't know. I kind of separated myself out from that world, and then got into the indie thing, and just kind of like, I just spun wheels all the time. I was like pushing kind of like problematically sometimes, like everyone around me, I was like, we got to like do shows. We got to do this thing. Cause I was like, pre-COVID, I was used to like touring and doing this. Yeah. And then started meeting people my own age, and we were playing locally, and it was like a really good time, especially in the post-COVID world. Like, people were so excited to go see shows.
Okay, so post-COVID is around the time that you really start locking in with people around your own age.
Yeah. Okay. Like, it was like, I didn't want to be around anyone that I had been around previously. Yeah. Not anyone. Like, that sounds drastic. It was just like, felt kind of more alienated from that world. So it was like, okay, need to find people. So it like became a social media thing. And yeah, like also COVID, started posting more on social media, doing like guitar videos and stuff. Yeah. And that just like led to meeting people around that age. Anyway, did all that. And
you're still in Oklahoma.
Still in Oklahoma, yeah.
Post-COVID.
Yeah. And yeah, like just kind of dug my heels in there. But it did reach a point a couple of years in where I was like, I kind of just fulfilled the bucket list. And like, I have a lot of like really good friends. But like, I don't know, like the more you tour nationally and the more you get into like these LA, like New York, like Nashville thing, like you get like a little like taste of it. And like being a small town boy, I was like, ooh, I wanted change, and I didn't go to college.
Yeah.
So it was also like I never got the experience of like moving out of my hometown.
Well, just out of curiosity, also, what are some of those like Oklahoma bucket list items that you got to do?
Oh, I mean, like Kane's Ballroom, I look at as like the pinnacle of like Oklahoma music. It's like MSG in New York is like, or like, I don't even know. Just like whatever. I don't know if MSG is whatever.
The way people regard it.
Like Kane's is like the like long standing, like that is the place. And I got to play Kane's a lot towards the end. It was awesome. But like that was like kind of the thing. And like all the artists that I'd wanted to play with growing up, like I ended up playing with. And like and it was like, but I like what I thought that would mean for my life wasn't what it ended up being.
Yeah.
You know, it was like I set my expectation of like, oh, if I play for like these people, then I'll have a house and like I'll have like, you know, like I can like this is a job.
Classic 19-year-old thought.
Exactly. It was like, oh, like if I play music that I really love, then I'm there entirely. But like it just became a thing of like, oh, that's not the way that this works. Like there's not like the infrastructure built for it, and like I would just like push so hard to maintain doing music full time.
Yeah.
And so I ended up being in like 25 bands. Like it was just so like literally taking everything was a yes. Would double book myself all the time. Like I was just like trying to make it work.
Yeah.
And like in doing so, like played most of the venues around Oklahoma and like did the thing, but like it was just feeling like I was just like wheels on a gravel road, just like I don't know. I like needed out. And I went on this tour with Workwife,
which is a band you play in.
There's a band I'm playing, and we were opening for Fen Lily and Christian Lee Hudson, and that tour ended in New York, and which is where Workwife's from. And I like took an extra couple days. It was like a really magical tour. Like I
saw that tour.
Yeah. It was awesome. And like I listened to both Fen and Christian. You know, I also like grew up listening to them, and like that was like a first for me. Like that side of the like indie kid that I never got to like see in my actual life.
Yeah.
Started kind of blending into my actual life, and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
These people are all homies. Wait, this music's really good.
Yeah.
Wait, New York is awesome. Like, and it just became this like
because it sounds like what you're describing is you'd always had these really amazing musical experiences, but it wasn't as much about clicking with the music. It was more like, oh, I love to play guitar and I love to tour. But now at this point in your life, you're finding yourself like, okay, I love to play guitar, I love to tour, and also this music I'm playing, I'm actually inspired by.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, there's definitely like, you know, like I would be lying if like I were to say like that music that I grew up playing like didn't affect me. Like it definitely did. Like I grew into like being a very considerable part of me. Like I never listened to country music, and now it's like mostly what I listen to. It's like old like 60s country.
That's interesting. So now you've come back around.
Yeah, it took leaving to be like, oh wait, like there's a lot of really good stuff here. But yeah, I definitely did like I resented it at the time. Looking back, I'm like, oh my god, like, there was so much good experiences there. But yeah, like to be actually kind of like see the like tip of the iceberg for like the indie folk world. I was like, wait, these people are real. This is a thing. I need to do what I can to like be in this world.
Yeah.
If I can make it happen. And yeah, so I got home and sold everything.
Wow.
And like, yeah, like it was just like sold all my gear. I have sold like 90% of the guitars that I owned. Like
this
just
is
like
kind of did the dreaded
crazy
question.
thing. Yeah.
But is there anything you sold where now you're like, God damn it?
Everything. Yeah. Like it was like actually everything. I'm so sad. Like the telly that I talked about earlier, I sold. And that was like, I will always look back at that.
I don't know.
Like, oh my God.
You know, as you're my friend, so you know me. I'm quite Buddhist about this stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
like you have your essentials and your essentials have gotten you through.
100%. And like, I think that is definitely the way to look at it. And like, I don't know. Like those thoughts of like, oh, I wish I still had this. Like they're fleeting. Like they come and go.
Absolutely. Wait, so, okay. So this is a good time to ask, what did you bring?
I brought a Victoria Champ that my grandpa, who was a player in like the 60s, 70s, he had. Great amp. Just like a one knob little guy. And I don't know, like New York clubs are like, they're not usually that big. So I was like, oh, like a Champ is perfect. Like this thing sounds great. So I just did that. I got rid of most of the excess pedals. Like I came with like, God, like it was like an overdrive, a reverb, like a Strymon Deco.
Cool.
And it was like, this is all. And then I kept my lap steel.
Which is?
It's a Duesenberg Alamo. That was a COVID thing. I got really into it during COVID and then has now become like my best friend. And a Nash Wayfarer, which is like a triple humbucker situation, semi-hollow. It's just like, and it just does everything. For like session stuff, it's like you just bring it and it sounds good. It's consistent. Like you can do Strat stuff, you can do LA stuff.
You are now the second person I've interviewed on this podcast in a row that has a Nash as a main guitar.
Yeah, they're great. Like it's just like, and I don't know, I've played a lot of like Fender-esque guitars, and like the one that I have is not like a Fender-esque guitar. It's more of like a take, but it feels like a Tele or a Strat. I think Nash just does really consistent work. They sound great. They're just awesome. But yeah, that's kind of it. I had like a Gibson LG1 that I still have. It's like a 1952 that I will never sell.
Good.
That is my baby. And that's kind of it. Yeah, I sold everything else. I sold like all the amps and oh my God, there's actually one that I really regret. Kyle Reed Amplification. He's based out of Norman, Oklahoma. Kyle's a badass amp builder and kind of like did like the Bell and Howell thing.
Yeah, cool.
And like started there and is now like just gone into like an entirely different world. And I had one of his amps that was like my mainstay.
Cool.
Super, super cool. And I sadly don't have that with me. That was back in Kyle's hands before I left. I like gave it back to him. But
well, maybe one day it'll be returned to your possession.
Yeah, I need to get one.
When you play MSG.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so could you talk a bit about your New York experience? Now we've both been here for almost 2 years now. So I'm curious if you're looking back, what playing around these local scenes has been like.
It's been awesome. I mean, like, it's nothing short of like what I wanted. Yeah. Honestly, like it was just, I got really, really lucky. You mentioned it briefly, but there was a spot, No Hassle Castle, that is a house venue run by the Workwife people. And it was like, it no longer is operating as of right now. But yeah, like whenever we first moved here, like I feel like every show there was like every musician that was playing around was there. Like it was like this whole scene really special built venue around this. But it was really incredible. And like it was like a listening room set up. So like everyone was really intent. So I feel like if you were about music, you were there. Yeah. Similar to like an Owl situation. I think that's another venue that kind of has that like reputation. But yeah, I don't know. Like it was just like a really special time. And like I think I met everyone that I work with now within like 2 weeks of being here. It was like there was like Crazy. 2 back-to-back No Hassle Castle shows. That was like literally all of my friends now, all over there. And like I'll like meet people now and who I get along with really well. And they're like, "Wait, do I recognize you from No Hassle?" I'm like, "Oh my God, like this is crazy."
Everyone was at those shows.
Everyone was at those shows. So yeah, like they really like kind of hit the ground running. And yeah, I mean, it's just been incredible. Like the music here is insane. The people here are so nice and accommodating. And like, I never felt like a new kid. It was just like immediately welcomed into like this like really cool thing. And yeah, I'm just like really grateful and it's awesome. I don't know how else to say that.
No, I mean, it's all positive.
Yeah, it is.
Who are some people you really enjoy playing with?
Oh man, that list goes on. I've been recently playing with Rennie Conti, who is also on this podcast.
I think people are getting the sense that it is truly all connected.
Yeah, it is a small world.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been touring with Rennie a lot.
Yeah, we just did a tour opening for Kevin Atwater from we did like San Francisco to New York. And yeah, Rennie's just incredible songwriter, really fun to work with. And yeah, I met him, like he assistant engineered my album session like first week I was here.
That's how you guys met.
And now we like work together, and yeah, I mean he's a really good homie, crazy musician. God, I don't know how to like pick people. It feels weird.
Okay, we'll move on. So you don't have to pick anyone.
It's just like I legitimately like I could go on for like an hour or two.
Yeah. Well, like, I will note that I think you have quite literally past and present played with like every single New York singer-songwriter. Well, I just feel like I see you playing all the time.
I don't know. Well, there's a lot of people that write songs that I want to play.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole thing. Like, I don't know. I try not to be like a yes man about everything, but it's really hard to like do that whenever the quality of music is like so high.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, like I'm kind of busy or I'm kind of tired. But then like you listen to the song, you're like, I have to make this.
Yeah,
work.
if I know
like,
something about you, it's that you tend to overextend yourself for the sake of a good song.
Yeah. I mean, it's always worth it. Like that just brings me a lot of joy, like every time.
Yeah.
And like also like meeting new people and like and doing the thing. Like you get to know people so like I'm not a great communicator. Like I'm and I say that like I don't mean to be like down on myself, but like in like loud environments, I just get overstimulated and like have a hard time like expressing myself and like getting to know people.
Mm-hmm.
But like through music context, it's like you have a rehearsal where it's super chill and you can actually talk.
Yeah.
And like then you actually play music with the people. And like I think whenever you're operating at like, you know, like full capacity, like you do get to know people through like the way that they play and like the way that they respond to a room and like all this kind of things. And like that is like so addicting to me. It's like I just like love getting to know people through that. It feels like intimate in like a really like wholesome way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I don't know. I should definitely take some more time to like sleep and be a human. But at the same time, like it's just like yeah, I don't know. Like I'm 25 right now. I won't want to do this forever. I'm trying to just like maximize the amount of like stuff that I can do while my bones will take it. That's kind of it.
Okay, so let's talk about you putting out music under your own name.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit about it? Can you tell us about how it was made and I'd also just love to hear at what point you thought, oh wow, okay, I'm making a solo record.
Yeah, I think it's kind of been like a begrudging like like subconscious thing for like coming at me for like years. And I had a solo project called Stalling, just my last name.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't go into my first name, but whatever.
It's a great last name.
It's a fun, yeah. And yeah, I put out 3 songs and, you know, I kind of like set like a really high expectation on myself to do like whenever it came to like releases and like I wanted to do it so right. And then inevitably it didn't go right. And I like just like floundered and like, I don't know, like stressed me out a lot.
Do you think that had to do with the critical voice you had growing up that was like, you don't sing, you're just a guitarist?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It was like, I would like listen back to the songs and like, it's just like, I don't know. I like never had like a positive experience with it. And like, I love the people that I made that music with. Like my buddy Ethan Wilcox and I sat down like post-COVID and like we were at each other's houses every day making literally like 3 songs in a day. And it was just like slamming all the time. I think Ethan recorded like something like 460 or 500 songs in a year.
What?
By himself. Like he's just like the most outrageously creative, like nutso work ethic human being.
Yeah.
I would not be the same human I am today without Ethan.
Yeah.
But we would like sit down and like just make all this stuff. But at the end of the day, like when it came down to it, I just like, felt weird about the like me singing and like the songs I was writing and
so
all this
perhaps
stuff.
you didn't feel ready yet.
Yeah. It just wasn't the right time. And but like I kept writing songs and it just kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, I have like something like 30 or 40 songs, and I was just like, I need to like put these somewhere.
Okay.
And then it was meeting Sam Skinner. That was like, I don't know, he was playing with Workwife on that tour, and like we just hit it off.
I didn't realize that's how you met.
Yeah, and like we had van time.
Wow,
and,
so
like,
it really all goes back to this Workwife, Christian Lee Hudson, Fen Lily tour.
100%. Yeah, that it was like a really pinnacle thing. But yeah, me and Sam would just like sit up and listen to like Sam Amidon and like you showed me like Sinai Vessel, and like we were talking about like kind of like live recording and like, I don't know, all these ethoses that I didn't think people shared.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, so Sam Skinner comes from Pine Grove, which is the ethos of Pine Grove is very live recording, everyone in the room vibe, 100%. Which seems antithetical to some of the music you grew up playing.
Oh, 100%. And even like post the country stuff, like I was doing like indie pop, synth pop stuff. Mm-hmm. Like it was like the antithesis to the Red Dirt, but it was still hyper produced.
Yeah.
Like everything was like very like
sterile.
Yeah, and I think like there's moments of like really good musicality in any genre, but like I definitely like I never fully resonated with like that side of music, and like I wanted to live track everything. I was listening to Pine Grove a lot of the time. I was listening to like, I don't know, like Sam Amidon was like a huge one for me, and like just kind of more of like this like rootsy like extreme naturalist energy, and also Sinai Vessel, the record Ground to Swim, like. Sam showed me that record and I like nonstop listened to it all the time. And it was just like a 3-piece record. Like there was no frills. It was just good parts, good melody. And like, that was it. And yeah, anyway, like it was just like, I kind of became obsessed with this like idea of like live minimalism. And my record, I don't think is always that. There's definitely moments of like pretty chaotic production moments.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff,
having
but like,
the ethos of something is different than, it still has the spirit of feeling live.
100%. Like nothing, I think, was tracked to a click on the record. Cool. It was all just like, I don't know, it felt really freeing. And like, but yeah, like getting to know Sam, he was just like, I like to make records like this.
Yeah.
And we ended up like sharing songs, and like he ended up hearing some of my songs. He was like, dude, I want to work with you. Mm-hmm. I want to do that. And I was like, oh my God, I need to make this happen. And that was also an impetus for moving. Like it was like Sam wanted to work, met the work wife people. It was like a culmination of all these things. So
who played on the record?
It was primarily Sam and myself, and Ramsey Thornton, he mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. He's an amazing like guitarist, banjo player, and drummer. I've been playing with him for 6 years, and vocalist, songwriter.
He's one of the, is it true he's one of the only people with a PhD in banjo?
Something like that, yeah.
It's something like that.
He's a very
Have you ever heard of somebody having a PhD in banjo?
It's wild.
Banjo studies.
Yeah. He's a very, very unique, beautiful human. I also just got off the road with him, and like he's just, I don't know. I feel like I've grown up with that dude so much. But
so Ramsey played on it.
Yeah, Ramsey played drums, and Theo Munger also played drums because Ramsey lives in Oklahoma, so we were kind of like pressed for time.
Yeah.
And like there's a couple songs that Theo played on, and he killed it. So Theo Munger is insane. But yeah, Sam and I played bass. I played all the guitars, keys, and like just kind of we would go in and like it was usually for the majority of the sessions it was just like Ramsey, Sam, and myself just kind of like going at it. Ramsey also played some banjo on the record.
Cool.
But yeah, we just kind of hit it, and yeah, like everything was live tracked, the like bass, guitar, drums, and then we would just go to town on overdubs and like do the thing. Try not to do too much, but yeah.
When you're in the studio making this record and you've kind of arrived finally at wanting to do the solo thing, does it feel different than all the times of the past that you've been called into the studio to play guitar for someone else?
Oh, 100%. It was like way less effort.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I feel like whenever you're doing session stuff, and the way that I was taught to do session stuff is like, you are kind of an actor a bit. Like you have to like fully take on the identity of the guitar player that they want.
Yeah.
Like if you're working with someone who wants to do a rock record, like you're not you're like a rock player.
Interesting.
Like you like have to like take on the thing. And like with my own stuff, it was just like, oh, like there's no mask. Like I can just like play.
Yeah.
And it ended up like, there's not really much showcase guitar work on the record. Mm-hmm. It's not like a very guitar centric project. Like I definitely write from a place of just like singing with my guitar, and like there are some parts that are like fun, but like there's not like a lot of like big guitar solos or anything. It's more soundscapey and weird than anything. But yeah, it felt super easy. Like all the guitars were probably like 1 or 2 takes, and we would just be like, all right, send it. Like we didn't hyper focus on anything. It was just like pure energy. As long as that was okay, then we were good to go.
You've talked a little bit about what you were listening to around that time. What else were some of the either song-based or sonic influences for this record?
Oh man, I think honestly, like a lot of the songs came like some of them are pretty old. And like, I don't know. I think Amadon was huge. In terms of like that All Is Well record is just like tonally was always like kind of a goal.
Yeah.
And then like the first Blake Mills record is always kind of a thing. It just stands the, I don't know. It's just
on my episode of the podcast, I think I went on a 30-minute rant about that record.
It's a perfect record. And it will always be like just something that sits in the back of my mind very pleasantly. But oh man, it's hard to like really pin it down. A lot of John Prine in there.
Nice.
Like, and I don't think the songwriting is necessarily super that, but like there's just like a vibe to that stuff that
Absolutely.
I just really enjoy. And like Youth Lagoon.
Cool.
The Heaven is a Junkyard record came out around the time of tracking this record. And like that was also a huge thing. I don't know. It was like kind of a widespread. And then G. Weller also was like,
oh man.
And that's been like something that's carried into today. Like, cause I tracked the record like about 2 years ago now. It's been a while.
Yeah. Have you tried to play some of the G. Weller stuff?
Oh my God. That's every day of my life. I feel
really?
Like I'm currently hyper fixating on it.
Oh wow. Okay. So G. Weller lives on.
G. Weller will always live on. That record is like, I mean, it's, you know, like it's hard to get a guitar to sound like that.
I was going to ask, I just want to know, were you fooled?
Oh, I was 100% fooled. Whenever I first heard it, I was mad. I was like, I can't believe that someone cracked the code on like making a guitar sound like this. But then it became like, oh, like, can you? Like this, like this thing in the back of your head, like, wait.
That's what was so fascinating about the episode is seeing people interpret and reinterpret it.
Yeah. And like, I honestly, I really was like, whenever I thought it was guitar, I didn't know what to do with myself. Because I was like, that was kind of the goal in terms of like what I wanted a guitar to always sound like was that record. And like sitting down with an acoustic and like, obviously it sounds super tapey and like compressed and like all this, but like to actually get like these notes to sustain in like a harp-like way, it was just like, I don't know if that's like possible,
it's
but
beautiful.
It's so good. And like, I don't know. So that will always be a thing. I want more. I want more.
You're probably the first person, at least on this podcast, to say that the G. Weller record was an influence for a record that's coming out.
Well, I think it like, just in terms of like, I don't know, it's hard to even say it's an influence because like I definitely wasn't trying to learn at the time, but I was just listening to it all the time. Like, I don't know, I guess like the sound of like that way like an acoustic guitar sounds just like so
totally
the goal. But definitely in like probably future records might be more influenced by that record than the one that's coming out. But yeah, I mean that will probably be that in like a Julian Lage Peru.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like it was a lot of guitar music. I've been kind of coming back to like learning, like I don't know. I've been like trying to like learn like Bach suites and like
really.
Yeah, it's just been.
Where does
fun.
that come from?
I don't know. I think like just coming like after the record was done, I hyper focused really on like Blaze Foley, John Prine, like bassline songwriter stuff.
Cool.
And I think I kind of like I don't know. I'll go through phases really intensely, and I like hit the end of that phase and was like, what's the polar opposite thing I could try and work on? And it was like, okay. Screw minimalism for a second. I just want to like get good at guitar again. And then like came back to G. Weller and like, I don't know, it's like trying to listen to, like Julian Lage, Bill Frisell. And then like, like just working on like technique stuff and like getting into like the Bach, like violins stuff and like just trying to like chip away at like these like pieces that I don't think they're not like intensely practical for playing with songwriters, but it does like feel good to like sit down and just like work on something. But yeah, so I don't know. And I also want to move into like making instrumental music in the future. And like, I think having a bag of like, I don't know. I didn't go to college for guitar. Like there's a classical training aspect that is like really handy. And I'm trying to just like put myself through like some sort of like tailored guitar course. Like, so just been sitting down every day and trying to at least get like 2 hours of playing in.
Wow.
Or that like just that's like maintenance, but like, you know, if you can get more than that, then that's like where it starts to kind of happen. But yeah, I don't know.
Over the last couple of years, you've started playing more shows as yourself, not as a sideman.
Yeah.
How is that approach different for you when it's your show, whether you're playing solo or with a band and you're playing your own songs?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think about it.
Oh, interesting.
Honestly, it's like I think like if I let myself think about it at all, then it like spirals into like extreme anxiety.
Okay. This was a bad question for me to ask.
No, well, I just like, well, if I don't do that, like I have to like put myself into a different place and just be like, I'm just gonna play. Mm-hmm. And like it usually results in me doing like a random, like I'll just sit there and play guitar for like a minute and a half or something, and like eventually get to playing another song. And like,
yeah,
I don't know, it's kind of like,
oh, so it has like a bit more of a free form quality to it.
Yeah,
at times.
And like I don't really like like I think of my songs as like structures and not necessarily like this is the part for the thing.
Cool.
There are like a few highlight parts that are like the song, and if it changes, then it's a different song. But like, I don't know, trying just not to be like too dogmatic about it. Just being like, okay, like I'm just gonna let myself play guitar, because I like whenever I'm playing with people, there's a respect to being like, I need to fulfill a role. And whenever I'm playing with myself, it's like I don't really care about that. It's just like I can let myself just express myself on both ends, and it's just like a fun thing. So yeah, it's just trying to get out of my head. Is the main like feeling there. It's just
I think a good place to wrap it up is you've mentioned a few times this idea of like hyperfixation. Mm-hmm. And I'm just curious if you have any sort of gear hyperfixation of the recent past.
Oh God. Honestly, no, I don't think so. As I've gotten older, I think gear has become less and less of a thing for me.
I was kind of hoping you would take it in this direction.
Yeah, well, I just think it's like I don't know. I've been lucky enough to play a lot of really good guitars and like these instruments that are of like high value and like all these kind of things. And it's like as awesome as it is, and like they're beautiful pieces of like history, and like and obviously like a great guitar is going to sound great. Like it's just like that's awesome. But like
not always.
Not always. And like the other side of it is just like if you just play well, like that really is like 90% of it. And like you know, like your tone comes from your technique and like your mental state.
The fingies.
Yeah, and also like just like making sure you're like okay. I don't know, like just like you are like expressing yourself, and it's just like, you know, your tones in your fingers. It's also in like the way you feel that day, and like I don't know, like just being honest musically and like just like trying to like express something is like so much more important than like just picking up a guitar and just being like, all right, I'm gonna play like this E major pentatonic like really fucking fast. Like I'm gonna do this like crazy. I don't know. And that's also like that's a personal value. Like everyone has different values and like the way that they think about it. And there's a ton of gear worth hyperfixating on. Like
totally.
I don't know, it's a fun thing, and like that's just that it's the same thing as like engineering. Like it just doesn't really click with me. Yeah. It's like as long as I have my like basics kind of like okay. And like there are like really I've been like loving this like Chase Bliss Mood and Chroma Console combo. Mm-hmm. Like you can do a lot of like more ambient textures, and like the little like looping aspects is really, really fun. I guess, yeah, honestly, those are like the two pieces of gear that I like don't want to play without right now.
Cool.
But outside of it, it's kind of like, you know, use the chroma. I'm using the chroma in like a really barbarian like way. Like I do no presets, no anything. It's just like I like just load up a sound and then like will like get down on my knees and like change the settings while like in between songs and stuff. And just like, I don't know, like it's all just like from the hip. Like, yeah. And like I'll like usually set like a fuzz tone and then just like roll the volume down until it's clean and like have it on tap, but like not think about it too much. And then yeah, the mood is just there for like whenever I don't want to sound like a guitar.
Interesting.
And with steel and like lap steel, like I don't have a pedal steel. Mm-hmm. Like I don't play pedal steel. So like the whole thing is, I mean, like every once in a while as a lap steel player, you should like, I like try and sound like a pedal steel player, and like getting into more like ambient textures and stuff like can kind of help get there a little more. Yeah. Like I have like the palm bender setup, but like it's like an AB pedal on a steel. So it's like very simplistic pedal steelisms, but if you like mess it up enough, it can kind of fool people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are like the two pieces of gear that I'm like really set on. It's kind of it. Outside of that, it's like my main guitars. Like I'm not really looking on expanding my collection a ton. It's just like, I don't know. I love the Nash that I play. It's a really good instrument. I love the Gibson I play, and I love the steel that I play. Like I don't have no qualms.
Yeah, I mean you have it mega dialed, so.
No, it's just like I don't know. It works. And it's like, it's the same thing. It's like, it's not about like the essentials is okay. Like, it's like you have like what you need, not what you want all the time, but like you have what you need and that's okay. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not like a super big gearhead, but that's like the stuff.
So I'll end with this. I feel like this episode is kind of a cool, unique scenario where you and I have talked about how in different ways we have grown up on this magazine. And so I would like to hope that there's like a high school kid listening to this episode right now. If they are alone in their room learning guitar via YouTube and have aspirations, just to be able to play more and more, what would you say to them?
Oh God. I'm like debating like okay. I'm gonna go cheesy with this.
But I teed you up for a cheesy answer.
We're gonna go cheesy. I think the main thing is that music is about people, not about what the sounds are. Like what the sounds.
I don't think that's cheesy at all.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Like, don't isolate yourself in favor of like learning stuff, like going and like playing with people, and like experiencing people and listening to people and the way that they talk, the way that they play, and like that is like always going to be more valuable than like, you know, like sitting down and like learning.
Yeah,
it's like you learn when you interact, and like, I don't know. I think that would be what I would tell myself at a younger age if I had the chance. It would just be like, get out of your room, go and find community.
Yeah,
go learn how to be with people. Because it's just like, that's like the best stuff. And the older I get, the more I'm like, oh, that's like the only thing that really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's
thank you so much for coming on the Fretboard Journal podcast.
Thank you for having me.